Good afternoon, everyone. We're back. Newcastle have ground out a result after going down to 9 men. Another good performance from the boys. Southampton now without a win in 5. I'm sure everyone felt exactly the same way as I did in terms of I actually thought I might have a heart attack, to be fair. We've dug in really, really well. And it turns out that we've come out with a massive 3 points, which puts us relatively clear of the relegation zone. So people are starting to jump in now, which is great. First of all, let's smash the like button throughout the show. We'll get everyone in, get your views. I'm going to be joined by a very special guest tonight to help present the show, which I'm really looking forward to. And it's none other than Mr. Jack Sparrow, actually. Jack, how are we?
Ahoy, my hearty.
Oh, mate, talk to me about the result. How do you feel? How are you feeling now?
I was feeling sick. I bit my fingernails off. But I think everyone dug in. Like, Hayden was phenomenal at the back, wasn't he?
Yeah, massively. Who was your man of the match today, mate?
A toss-up between Hayden and Miggy, really. But I think you've got to go with Miggy for the two goals, and like I think he did put a lot of work into like supporting the back, supporting their defence.
Part of me feels like Miggy might have seen your T-shirt, because it seems as soon as you've come on the show with that, like he's been doing absolute bits, other than the fact that he's been played in his correct position, of course.
Well, I did have a conversation with him, and obviously I told him that some home truths, and he has started to play a lot better. But I think that you just said it there, he's playing in the right position. So
definitely. Elliot, thank you very much for joining the membership program, mate. You're actually absolute legend, future Newcastle manager, I reckon, with the passion that you've got. Really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. The red card is a blessing in disguise. Hendrick can't play in the next game. Yeah, straight onto that, mate. How are you feeling about that? Do you think it was a soft yellow card?
Yeah, I think the second yellow card was very, very soft. I think the Southampton players sort of crowded him, didn't they, and sort of made his mind up for himself.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, if he wasn't already on a yellow, I don't think it would have been a yellow.
No, I agree. I felt that way as well. I thought Roadman would sort it out. Absolutely. Great result. With these next two coming up, breathing room, 100%. Chelsea and Man United coming up. How are you feeling going into that Chelsea game, Liam?
They've got a new manager in, and I think they've got a bit of spring in their step, haven't they? So we're just going. I hope we just don't play it forward at the back. I'd rather attack them than just sit and watch a miserable performance where we kind of pass the ball. So I would just keep the same team, obviously with Shaw being out.
Yeah, are you feeling more confident than you would have been? I think it goes without saying, but more confident than you would have been 3-4 weeks ago.
Definitely, I think even if we're lost today, I think the performance was there. I think I've said it loads. It's the way you lose. Like, you can lose after giving an effort, or you can lose just rolling over. And I think we'll have started to now give that extra bit.
Absolutely. So as always, we'll start to bring you in. We're gonna bring in two at a time. So I'll bring in first of all Proudlock and Harry. Good afternoon, lads. How are we?
Yes, all good. Delighted we've got the 3 points, but that was torture and it was very nerve-wracking as well, and particularly when we had to go down to 9 men as well. But boy, we hold on very well, and we've got the point in the bag.
Absolutely, mate. Harry, yourself?
Yeah, it was a decent showing in the first half, to be fair. Obviously, we got out-possessioned, but it's more about that attacking threat. And then, yeah, the second half, we just grafted our bollocks off, really. Hendrick was a bit stupid mind, wasn't he? Unfortunate losing Share as well. It's another centre-back. Hilarious with some of the formations we've seen as well. But no, it was a solid first half and a very grafty second half.
Definitely.
Decent result.
Absolutely, mate. Massive result for us. I'll come to you first, Proudlock, because me and Liam were just speaking about it briefly before we come on. I don't know if you ever heard, but surprised at the lack of centre midfielders on the bench today?
I was, yeah, definitely. I mean, when you need that bit of extra backup, particularly because particularly when we picked up injuries, and that's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Harry, Joe Willock debut goal. looked lively, battled hard. What do you make of him today, mate?
I thought it was a great performance, to be fair. I'm not just saying that because he scored as well. Even in the second half, he was bringing the ball forward, had a few nice little touches. He's quite crafty and can play a pass, obviously. It's good to see one of our centre mids getting in that position for his goal, because obviously that doesn't happen very often. Good to see someone who can score goals from midfield. Yeah, I thought it was a good performance. And I liked in his interview as well how he was asking ASM where to put the ball. It's like he's demanding something from our star man. Who would think that? Usually it would be the other way around, wouldn't it? So it's good to see kind of, I don't know, taking responsibility or encouraging things from others. It's encouraging for us fans to see.
Absolutely. What about yourself, Proudlock? What do you make of Joe Willock's performance there?
Good debut, great debut it was for him. Took his goal very well. Great assist from ASM. I was delighted to see him back in the start lineup today as well, and really nice finish from Joe on his debut.
Absolutely, mate. You've gone onto it nicely there. Maximin starts, looked very lively. 2 assists, basically. We've missed him, haven't we, massively? Looks like he might have picked up a slight knock, but what did you make of his performance as well?
Oh, great. Great. As I mentioned, great to see him back. He's deadly when he likes to take players when he's got the ball and all that. And you can tell he's a massive, important player to our squad. And I'm just delighted he's back now. And hopefully, I think, see him kick on more now.
Yeah.
And just got to try and keep him fit throughout the rest of the season now.
Absolutely. Were you, Harry, I'll come to yourself. We brought Maximin off and then obviously brought Paul Dummett on to shore up the defence with a final substitution. Were you happy with that change?
No, not really. Obviously, I don't want to be critical because we've won. But no, I thought he was our only outlet, really. And he was the out ball to stretch their defence, to push them back a bit. So I didn't really see the sense in bringing Dummett on, having 5 at the back, 4 in midfield. We didn't really.
It was about 7 at the back by that point, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying they should have took Joe Linton off again.
Yeah, to be fair, I was saying that to my dad.
But then I think towards the end of the game, he did work really hard.
Yeah,
in my opinion, I think he stepped up.
To be fair, obviously, I don't know if many people will agree. I thought Shelby was very hard working today, and although he often gets picked up for being the opposite, I thought he pressed well in the second half. He worked hard today, I thought.
I'll ask you that one, Proudlock, because Mr. Sam Mullen had a complete different opinion. I think a lot of people were really divided on Shelby today. I don't think there'll be a blanket people saying he didn't do enough, or a blanket amount of people saying that he did. What was your outlook on Shelby today, Proudlock?
It's a tough one. I mean,
it is a tough one. I agree.
I think there were a few sloppy moments in there. You could say, I mean, there was that chance he could have buried.
Oh, mate, that was game over.
I'm thinking, oh God Almighty, why are you taking on your weaker foot? Take it on your correct foot. The ball was perfect, surely on his right foot. If he takes on that, you've got almighty chance of scoring.
I think he just needed to hit the target, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Because that was game over. That was game over.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when the way it's come off his left foot. But moving on from him, I'll come to yourself first, Harry. Miggy Almiron again, playing in his natural position again. Absolute bits again. What are your thoughts? Do you think Liam's had a lot to do with it, with his t-shirt? Making me able to run a lot.
I certainly think that played a part. No, I think he was outstanding today again. Just shows what happens when you played in your right position. Obviously, he ran a lot. He scored 2 goals. Brilliant. It's getting output from our players. Finally, scored 3 in his last 4 now, including that one against Leeds. It's it's good to see. He really ran his heart out for the team in the second half as well. The listen, his goals weren't brilliant. The keeper, I thought, was dreadful for our third goal. I thought that was a really poor positioning. He left his near post completely unguarded, but hey, he has to be there to finish it, doesn't he? So yeah, I thought he was outstanding again today. He really grafted his heart out as always.
Absolutely, mate. Proud of. What do you
How
think
did
the
they
difference
score
is?
the third goal? Sorry, I didn't interrupt. What happened with the third goal? I completely forgot.
I made a mistake. I think.
Oh yes, like they got stuck at the ball just seemed to be dead heavy. Oh, you're right, I remember now.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, you throw me off. Proud. What do you think's changed, mate? Why are we getting so much more output out of these attacking players now? What's changed, in your opinion?
Because we're playing them in correct positions, as you mentioned. I think he's just said that is why you play Miggy as a number 10 as well. It's his proper position, and that's why he plays at his best. Superb performance today. He was my man of the match.
Yeah.
I thought they were delighted for the lad, and it's great to see like players now are getting played in the correct position, which is what it should be. Because having players just out of position, it really, really baffles me. But at least we've hopefully look at this formation that was started to play and it works. Because 5 at the back, I've mentioned. My God, it's an awful formation and it does not work. It's so defensive. And the thing about it, we've got the players to go out and attack wise.
Yeah.
That is the thing as well.
Absolutely. Coming over to yourself, Harry. Chelsea next. How are you feeling going into this one?
A lot more confident than I was a couple of weeks ago. I still think it'll be 5 at the back, but at least he's getting more from the players. I don't know if I'd like to see 5 at the back. I don't know. Listen, it just depends if we press the ball or not is the main thing. Typically, I don't like 5 at the back, but against the bigger teams, I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it. But if we press the ball, fine, I can put up with that. It's just that the dross when they sit off. But I'm feeling a lot more confident than I was a couple of weeks ago when we weren't attacking. Just depends if we have enough centre-backs fit, really, doesn't it?
Definitely. Proud like yourself, how are you feeling about it?
For a degree as well. A bit more confident, but it is going to be very tough down there. I mean, our record down at Stamford Bridge is really poor, unfortunately. It's going to be a very tough game. I would take a point down there. I really would. Because Chelsea have got a new manager in.
Yeah.
But wait and see. It's just the worry, are we going to be going to this game without Manquillo and Wilson, who were both substituted in the first half?
Yeah, it's going to be it's definitely going to be a slog. I'll come to you finally before I go back to Harry with a final question. Score prediction for the Chelsea game?
2-2.
Okay, I like it. Harry, yourself?
2-1 Chelsea, probably.
Okay. Who gets a goal for us?
Wilson, if he's fit. If not, probably ASM.
Fair enough. Liam? Deflection.
2-1 Newcastle. I think I'm going to go
optimism. I like it.
Miggy and ASM to score.
Nice. Brilliant. Well, Harry, Proudlock, really good having you on, lads. Absolutely fantastic result. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you throughout the week, and we'll catch you next week as well.
Cheers.
Take care, lads. Bye-bye. Right, let's bring in...
What the fuck are you wearing, Kerr?
There we are. I was bringing Sam and Jay.
Honestly, you look fucking Captain Jack Knobhead. Fucking Miggy runs a lot. He does more than that, my friend. What a win. What a performance. What do you look like, you absolute tool?
Tell us how you really feel, Sam.
Honestly.
Thanks for bringing me self-confidence down, mate.
We need to win.
Yeah, you're not short of that. Look at you. And you've still gone with the dressing gown as well as that?
Yeah. I've had to put shorts on as well. So I've got dressing gown, a captain's outfit on, and football shorts, as you do.
I like it, Liam. I like it.
Jay likes it. I'll come to Jay.
I'll head off. Liam knows he's been. There's lots of people waiting. Liam knows how he looks. I mean, he knows he's let himself down about Miggy's comments. He knows he's going to eat his.
No. The Miggy comments were spot on at the time.
No,
he didn't do anything. He just ran. Now he started scoring, so it's a good thing. But he still runs a lot. Do you know what I mean?
It was about as spot on. It was about as spot on as Brandon asking who's the worst player, Jamal Lewis or Jeff Hendrick. It's completely irrelevant. It's not irrelevant. What a win! What a performance! Come on. See you
later. Oh, right. Jay, brilliant to have you in, mate. Let me just bring Andrew in as well. Great. Andrew, good afternoon. I can't hear you, mate. Is your mic muted?
Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Sorry, I was boiling the kettle. How's yours? Good?
Yeah, all good, mate. Very, very good. I can breathe finally after that result. I'll come over to yourself first, Jay. Talk me through it, mate. How are you feeling? How did you find the game today?
Heart rate has returned to normal now. It's like I was doing intervals during the game or something. And Adam is not, I mean, he's actually awesome, but he scares the crap out of me every time he does some commentary. Like, I think someone's about to die, and then I realize it's going to be me. But great win. Winning ugly is part of winning. And nobody wants to see a game go this way. You never know how people are going to react. And frankly, we looked even worse with 10 people on. But it's almost like we went down to 9. Everybody went, oh, yeah, we need to try and not lose this match. I'm genuinely impressed with how we played with 9 men on the pitch. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew, yourself, how do you what do you think as well?
I've got to be perfectly honest. I missed the first 15 minutes, so I kind of came in catching up with the little and decided to have a meltdown. So, and what I saw, it just sums up being a Newcastle fan today. It's just, you've got the highs, you're winning 2-0 and you're thinking, yes, great, we're doing this with loads of injuries, and then the game just goes crazy, and you're sitting there for the last 20 minutes going, what's the score going to be? Especially with it being the anniversary of the Arsenal game as well. Yeah. So, and they mentioned into it beforehand. So, I'm out of the moon. I think it's one of the best. You could make another goal movie out of this game.
Yeah, you could. I'll come to you, Jay, because obviously you know a lot about Miggy before we come over to Newcastle. Talk me through the difference in that man over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Sure. When he came to Newcastle, I was excited, of course, but I was like, oh God, we ruined a lot of players up here over the years. Yeah. It was Rafa, so I had a lot of expectations because I thought Rafa could really bring Miggy up. And he's got a long way to go to catch up with here. And I mentioned in chat earlier under Bruce, I thought this was the beginning of the end of Miggy in December and January. Just wrong formation. He's unhappy. I'm really disappointed, right? Because I want my guy to do well. And now, I guess 40 now were on a few weeks ago, praising Bruce for playing people in the right spots. Well, if you play with the attacking players in something like the right spot, you make enough room for a creative player like that to, do something useful with the ball. And I think 2 things: playing the players in the spot with a formation that works. Miggy responds to that, and you can see that mentally he's not done. We were all talking like he might have mentally been done in January. Maybe he was, but I don't know. Maybe it's just his optimism and his smile. Maybe that really is his personality, because he seems to have come back and is embracing the opportunity that he has. And I just could not be more excited for him.
Absolutely. I'll come over to yourself, Andrew. Joe Willock, what do you make of his debut today?
Difference he made from the legs. I mean, like I say, I need to catch up on some of it, but from what I saw, the extra legs that Miggy had also was allowed because of Willock doing extra work and getting up and down, whereas Miggy's normally the one going forward and then tracking back. In Hayden sitting or someone else near them sitting, Willock getting up and down as well made such a big difference, and it gave saint-maximin extra time on the ball as well. It looks promising. I think I'm just going to enjoy what we saw and enjoy the day. It was what a game. And like Jay said there, Miggy ran further than anyone on that pitch, got to have, surely. So it's been a great game.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he's done less than 9-10K again today. But coming back to Miggy J, what has changed for Steve Bruce to start playing him in that 10 role?
I think he listened to other people a little bit, right? And said, we have a team that most of us like for 4-2-3-1, right? But you don't have to play it that way. Just have some people go forward, right? Whatever formation you want. I think that is what has made the difference. The space is different. When you play 4-5-1, you are never going to have passing space going forward in the enemy half. That just isn't what that formation does at all. And Miggy needs space. He needs just enough distance from one of his players to receive the ball, and then he needs people in the triangle spaces you make in the attacking formations. And that space, I mean, Miggy is genuinely quick, even by the much higher European standards. I mean, that guy can move.
Yeah.
And so when there's space around him, to me, that's the big difference. And then his confidence is clearly back. He finishes well here, but he's not what I would really call a great finisher. You know, he isn't like a lethal predator, but he will get the ball, you know, on the goal. And I think that space opens up, and he's got the confidence to take those things. That's the difference, confidence and space.
What did you, Andrew, what did you make of Jeff Hendrick today before he got sent off?
I think one of the yellow cards is quite harsh. I think it might have been the second one. Like I say, I've just seen replays, so I'm not sure the order. But I think it's hard to fault any of them. I know it's easy to throw a little bit of blame there, putting me into this position that we're in, but the pitch was horrendous. I mean, there was a challenge on Joe Linton, I think, in the 84th minute, that got waved away, and I thought that could have been a yellow card. It wasn't far off what I think it was crafted in the first half to get booked. So, yeah, I think Jeff Hendrick held his, but I think he's under pressure. I think his positions, I mean, the one game that he's going to be banned for, if that player comes in, whether it be Matty or Sean, I think if they can show a bit of form in the Chelsea game, we're not expected to go and win. Focus on your own game, do what you can to affect the game, and try and keep your position.
Who would you rather see replace Hendrick for that game, mate? Would it be Matty or Sean?
Matty, I think we're showing that we're better when we're playing in triangles, and I think Matty's more of a triangle player than Sean because he's a little bit more mobile. So I would go Matty if he's fit.
Yeah,
he'd be my pick.
What about yourself, Jay? Would you go Matty as well?
Yeah, tough choice right there. How about Matty at his best is better than I've seen Sean at his best.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get that out of it, then I would go with Matty. But, you know, we all love both of them, but consistency has not been great for either one of them lately. I'd lean Matty by a little bit.
So I agree personally. Moving to the Chelsea game, if Wilson's out for that, which it looks like he will be, who do you want to see starting ahead of him?
Anyone that doesn't excuse me, anyone that doesn't say Joe Linton on the back of their shirt will do for me. But you know, I'd like to see. We don't expect a lot. I'd be fine with Gale up there, to be honest. I would be fine with something different. That wouldn't really irritate me. I just hope Wilson, you know, those hamstring deals, that's what they say it is. They can go a lot of different ways, right? Sometimes people get hauled off on a stretcher and they're okay pretty quickly, and other times people kind of limp off under their own power and they are wrecked. And boy, I worry about Wilson. I really worry about that.
Absolutely. Do you think we can get anything from that game, Jay?
Based on today, we can do anything. But no, I don't expect a result in the next two games. I really just I would have been happy with a draw today just to get some points, you know, against the bottom. I'm not being overly negative. I think it's pretty realistic. Even Chelsea and their troubles, man, we don't have that kind of squad here. We do not have that kind of squad.
Definitely. Andrew, how would you set up against Chelsea?
I'd go on the positive focus mindset that we've got at the moment. Chelsea are still going to be adjusting to certain tactics. You know, Tuchel wouldn't have gotten his full message across so far. In the games that they've won, I don't think they've been absolutely blistering or anything. They've showed that they're organised, keeping clean sheet the last game. I think just have a go at them. We're not expected to get anything out of the game. Have a go in the first half, see how you go. If if possibly you are going a little bit too further forward, set back a little bit, take a point, like Jay said there. We're not expected to get anything from this game, so I would have a go at them in the first 10, 15 minutes and see exactly whether Tuchel's message is getting across defensively.
Definitely. Before I come to asking your predictions, just the final question on today's game. Darlow looked shaky at times, again, in some of the aerial battles. I still love him as a goalkeeper. JG, would you be surprised if Bruce starts to work Dubravka back into the side?
I wouldn't be surprised because I think Bruce makes wrong decisions. Goalies they're head games, and I don't believe in pulling them until they really screw up. When you are blessed with two keepers that are like what we have here, I would still keep Darlow. I get it; he doesn't handle the ball in the air well, but I mean the man's on a roll and he's on the business. I wouldn't change him. Perhaps that's a mistake.
What about you? Yeah, what about yourself, Andrew?
I think it's the most talked about question of our team at the moment. I think he saved it a couple of times in this game. Ings had a good chance first half. That was a good save. He saved another one at the cross coming in header. I think it's hard to drop him. I do prefer Dubravka. I think, like as Jay says, Carlo showed today again that he is susceptible when crosses are coming in. And Chelsea, I'm sure, set nearly a record in their last game in the amount of crosses that they put in the box. So I edge with Dubravka, but I think it's very harsh if you drop Darlow. So I'd say he will stick with Darlow, but I think I'd personally like to see Dubravka come back in.
Fair enough. Liam, yourself?
I don't think we'll win or lose either way based on that choice. Sure, keepers give up things, but we're very fortunate that this is not our problem. So I won't be too upset either way we go.
Yeah, no, I agree on that. What about yourself, Liam?
I think both keepers can be quite shaky with crosses and coming out. I don't think the most confident, like they're not the most strongest keepers between the pair of them. So I think, like Jay said, until he makes him like a massive clanger, then you can't really drop him.
Agreed. Jay, I'll come to you first. Score predictions for the Chelsea game?
No, I haven't dug into it a lot yet. Let's just say I still don't have a lot of confidence in our defense. So let's put 1 or 2 up for them. I'm pretty confident in our offense. I don't think we'll win, so 2-1 them.
Fair enough. And yourself, Andrew?
I'll go with the same 2-1 or 2-0. Don't see us scoring.
Fair enough. Just before I let you both go, favorite moment of the game today?
I'll let you go first.
I had to listen to the first half. So as I was swerving on the Miggy goal while navigating the streets, that probably was my favorite moment. So,
Andrew?
Possibly in the second half. I know it's going to be a strange one, but the fact that the camera actually panned on Steve Bruce shouting back four, back four, back four. Hopefully that's the way that we're going to continue, even when we have got 9 men, and he was doing that while we had 9 men. So let's hope we don't go back to a 5.
Perfect.
Just before you go, 2 quick questions. Did you have a nice birthday, Andrew? And Bruce in or Bruce out?
Yes, I had a great birthday. Thanks, guys. And I think let's just see how things go till the end of the season. I think we're going to be safe. Wait until the end of the season, see who's available. I'd hate to be one of them ones that's going to get inboxes saying you're Bruce supporter. It's not a case where I'm Bruce supporter. I just think sometimes better the devil you know at the moment, the position that we're in.
Get out of our club.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, fair enough. Just before I let you go, if anyone hasn't already, please go and check out Jay's article over on NewcastleFansTV.com. Brilliant read. No,
and I
definitely.
second that as well.
Yeah, Andrew, again, man, if you want to write anything, just let us know, and we'll get everyone involved in those sorts of things. But thank you very much to both of you for coming on. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you at some point this week or next week.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry, James. Just added you in there, mate. 2 seconds would let me get someone in as well. Dylan. Liam, I'll let you control this one, bud.
Thank you. Just chucking us a deep end.
You are.
What did you make of VSM's performance today?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I loved ASM's. The first 25 minutes, I thought we played really well. I thought when he's playing on that left-hand side, we see such better performances from him than we would when Bruce was trying to shoehorn him into a 10 earlier in the season. I know he said before that he likes playing as a 10, but I think when he's by the byline, he can go left or right, and he likes that byline by his feet as well, I think, and he can manipulate down that side. I think like him taking on Vestergaard today was a smart choice of kicking him out on the left and just putting some pace down that hand side to try and get the most out of him.
Yeah. Go on.
I couldn't disagree with what he said there, because Maxi in the first half was a real threat and obviously got the assist for the first one, brilliantly squared it to Joey, and then with the second one, a brilliant touch to get it past and put it into Miggy, where obviously it was an own goal, but I think we could credit him with the assist. But when he gets the ball, you just know something will happen, and when he gets it more often, you do know he'll create a goal, or he'll create a goal amount chance for sure.
Yeah, I think he's still sometimes got to learn that he cannot do everything himself. Do you know what I mean? He's still got to try and offload it, because he will try and skip past 3 or 4 players every time. But yeah, what did you make of Jamal Lewis? He was hit and miss in that game for me. Some of the stuff he was doing was good, and then he just cannot seem to defend in my eyes. He just
it's kind of his Newcastle career, really. He has these flashes where he has ability, where even not defensively, but going forward. I said a few weeks back, I think he's a better player going forward than defensively, but he's too open. He's beaten too easily for me, and I don't think Jethro was a must to get back, because he was similar player to Jamal, but defensively he was more assured, and I don't know, he's a good player going forward, but not defensively.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I thought the last few games, Lewis his positionally, I think he's been a lot better the last few games, which is, I think, something to do with Graham Jones coming in and giving him a bit of a talking to. But that's my main concern with him, really, because sometimes when that ball goes down that right hand side and he's left to defend it, he just he's just never there. And when he does go in for a tackle, sometimes he just misses the ball cleanly, and the defender, like a few times today, I think it was Redmond, just went straight past him, and I was just thinking, you couldn't be any closer to the ball. You're nearly standing on top of it. Like, you can't let him beat you there. But I think I'm not going to judge him too harshly today. I think Lewis, because I think we wasn't sure whether he was fit to start today. I was a bit surprised when I saw his name in the lineup, and so maybe there's something going on there where he's not completely fully fit to start today, and he's just sort of dusted himself down and tried to do a job there. But we'll see how we get on throughout the week and see how he trains, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls out for that Chelsea game and we don't see him in the squad next week. So, but going forward, I think he, even towards the end of the game today, he offered a lot running down that left-hand side, trying to provide the outlet ball in the last few minutes of the game, which was quite nice to see as well. So
it would be interesting to see what the Norwich fans thought of Lewis, because obviously he was at Norwich before us, wasn't he? It'd be quite interesting to see what he thought of him defensively.
I think he was highly rated there, wasn't
he? But whether he's always been this poor defensively, or he's just having like an off season. Do you know what I mean? Can't even take a couple of games. He's been poor all season. Obviously, Willick came in with a bang, didn't he? I'm sure. Somebody said that we got the worst loan out the Arsenal pair, but never mind.
Who said that?
That was my brother that said that, and you brought up the best moment of the match earlier, and that was definitely it for me, because I shouted Willock, and my brother shot me daggers then. But no, delighted with that, delighted with the star. He was brilliant today.
Yeah, obviously he had something different, doesn't he? Because I think
he does. He
Shelby
he adds that attacking threat to us. Like he's very bright going forward, and I didn't expect the performance he put up today. But if we get more of that, that's Newcastle's gain for sure.
Yeah, because obviously the other three centre mids, well, the other three centre mids on the pitch, they obviously Shelby can pass the ball, but can't really get forward that often. Hayden's just sort of like Mr. Invisible, and not Hayden, Hendrick, Mr. Invisible, and obviously Hayden just sort of.
Unfortunately, he's not invisible.
Did you think it was his second yellow for Hayden's red card?
The first one wasn't a yellow, but the pullback's an automatic yellow now. But to be honest with you, I said it when he came off, it was a positive because he offers nothing for us going forward or defensively. So the fact he misses the next game, I said the red was a positive. But
yeah,
I think that we wasn't really. It's not going to be too much of a miss, I think, going forward to Chelsea.
No.
I feel like his work rate, even at his best, and the best we've seen of Jeff Hendrick, I don't think his work rate really is there to be in that Newcastle team, because we haven't got the quality of other Premier League teams. And so we need people that are going to work hard, and I don't think Hendrick has the legs to work hard anymore, or as hard as we would like him to work, should I say.
He's that static midfielder that could pick the eye of a needle, but nothing more.
But I think in terms of the yellow cards, I think I don't think we can complain too much today. I think that once you're on that yellow card, pulling Minamino back was a silly decision to go and try and get involved in that. And I think the ref forgot. I think the ref forgot that he gave that first yellow, and he was looking around. And then when he realised, when a few of the South, I think Ward Prowse had a bit of a play in telling him, to add a lovely smile on his face when he was telling him that he'd already been booked. And I think it is a yellow, to be honest. If you you can't not give the yellow just because he's had one earlier in the game, can you? Yeah. For the shirt ball. So I'm not exactly happy that he got that yellow, but I'm not going to complain about it now.
Not too downhearted either.
Yeah, he can go and take an early bath and.
Who would you replace Hendrick with? Discussion.
Now that we've done it back, him and Clark obviously will be back next week. I'd have them two, because Cher unfortunately is probably out for a good while after today. But I'd have Clark and Dummett in at centre back, and then put Hayden into midfield beside Shelby and have him kind of be the screen above or just in front of the defence. So kind of interchange with a 5 and a 4 in the back, really.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I don't know. For me, I don't know if Dummett can play the full 90. So I think Hayden battled really well today. I mean, there was a few, for Minamino's goal, I think was the only time that Hayden really came.
Yeah, he was asleep for that one.
Yeah, him and Kraft came a bit unstuck down that hand side. But I think, for me, I'd play Hayden at the back, and then I'd try and get Matty in there. I think that he would add some energy in there, and if we can get the energy of Matty, the energy of Willock, and and the energy of the front three going forwards, hopefully Wilson is fit, but if not, hopefully we will has a speedy recovery. Then we've got a bit of energy going forwards to get the ball there quicker.
Yeah. Looking forward to the Chelsea game. What do you think the score is going to be?
So, because Chelsea, they're looking a lot more solid with Tuchel as manager now, and they're going to be a better team with him as manager. So 3-1 Chelsea if we get a goal.
Who would get that goal?
That's the thing. He'll play Joe Linton up front. That's the sad thing. If you play Gale, I think Gale could actually sneak a goal, but I think you said about a deflection. I think that's kind of, or maybe a corner, the odd corner we'll get. Yeah. It won't be one of the forward players. Will be one of the midfielders or the back players, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never bet against Miggy when he's a confident man as well. So maybe if we can get an outlet ball to one of them. But I think what we're going to see is we're going to see like a 70% of possession from Chelsea.
If even.
Them just pass the ball like left, right, and centre, and we're just going to sit back, I think, for most of the game.
It'll be a 5-4-1. I can just envisage it now.
Yeah, they're up front.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Bruce in or Bruce out?
Not even a question. I've been Bruce out since day one, and there's no coming back now. And with some of the comments he said in the last few weeks, he's in the job more out of spite than to actually get them to do well.
Yeah,
that's my view on it.
Yeah, I'd rather, obviously, I'm Bruce out, but I think that I'd rather see Graham Jones take the job. And but for me, right at this moment in time, I think just leave him till the end of the season. I think it looks to me as if Graham Jones is pulling those strings in terms of in terms of our tactical awareness, like our tactics going forward for other teams. So if he can keep doing that, then I think we'll be fine till the end of the season. So I wouldn't see any point in changing it. Like Mike Ashley's just going to save himself a few £1 million, and he's
that's it, though. Yeah.
How long has Bruce got left on his contract? Was it 3 years or 2 years? Did he get a 3-year contract? Or 2
I think he was given a free.
10, isn't it?
3 years.
About 10.
Felt like 10 years already. Yeah.
Well, that game's definitely aged for some.
Definitely. But yeah, thank you very much for jumping on, lads.
Cheers,
Cheers,
we'll
boys.
see you next week. Take it easy.
See you.
See you later, boys.
See you later, lads.
Where are we? Let me just move this over to that for a second. So yeah, like target for the video is 100. We're currently sat on around 70 likes, so keep smashing the like button if you can. That is much appreciated. We're going to bring up Elliot next, and then after that we've got Holly and Louis. So I'll just bring in Elliot now. Yeah, it's
Hi, guys.
Good afternoon, mate. You right?
Let me get sorted first.
No worries, mate.
I take me time to get sorted. I'm on a line. See you in a minute. What? 20 minutes, Dominic? Yeah. Bye. Right. Camera. It was a crazy game, but I can't remember when we managed to win with 9 men. But I do remember a few seasons ago, Bayern Munich were winning games with 10 men on the pitch. You think that's electrifying football, nowhere near Newcastle's standard. So I'm really delighted for today.
Yeah. What did you make of the team's performance today?
It's at half time when Chef Hendrick got sent off. You're thinking, dodgy half. It's never relaxing watching Newcastle United, but also that Jeff Hendrick's not good enough for the squad. And
Can you understand why he stayed in the team? Because obviously we didn't win against Crystal Palace, but obviously we played a lot better, and then obviously we won against Everton.
I don't know why he's still in the team when you've got much better midfielders. But we've got absolutely no defensive cover at the back because Cher's injured. We've got Kieran Clark out. We've got Lascelles out. We've got no defensive cover.
Well, I think Kieran Clark's only out because his missus is in labour, isn't she? So hopefully he'll be back. When's the next game on Saturday?
A week Monday it is, mate, at the moment.
No, it's easy to be that. But I would we'll have Kieran Clark back. Definitely.
That's understandable, but it's worrying about the number of defence. But I'm so pleased we won against Southampton because we've got we're on 25 points, I think, because we got a tough couple of games. We will get no points from Chelsea, Man U. What's your thoughts, or where do you think this club is going?
For me, mate, I'm just sorry, Liam. But yeah, for me, I'm happy that I think we're 11 points clear of relegation at the moment. Is it something like that?
I think we will stay up, but I'm still a Bruce out, and today was an interesting day. Definitely a dodgy second half.
Yeah.
Because we needed a fourth goal to secure security. But I can't wait to see Martin Nebraska back, because he will be desperately wanting a Euro 20 with Slovakia, I think. As he's not playing game time, I don't think he will get picked to play for Slovakia in the Euros.
Definitely. With because you mentioned about that fourth goal, Elliot. What about that John Joe Shelby miss? I thought that was it. I thought it was game over if he scores that.
John Joe Shelby should have just snuck in to the bottom corner, but Jeff Hendrick is nowhere near good enough. He's clueless in the midfield. I would rather have the two long staff. But today was, to put a mutual perspective, I'm a Newcastle fan, but for everyone watching on TV, I thought it was a lonely show of players from Liverpool and Arsenal. Joe. And I'm not sure who the new Liverpool player is for Southampton.
The Minamino, wasn't it?
Minamino. That's what I'm thinking in my head. It was a lonely show, and it was great. And it was a great day to keep a cushion. Great day for Newcastle. But up in the northeast, it would have been absolutely freezing.
Yeah.
A great atmosphere, the good old-fashioned great atmosphere, and we wouldn't have cared if we were peed on or pissed, or whether it was pissing down. We would have been celebrating and to be happy. But to be honest, I can imagine the freezing. It would have been freezing cold North Sea winds at the match, and it would have been an interesting atmosphere. Toxie and Turney, lots of excitement and tension going around the club. At the same time, we would have been on our edge of the seats, no matter where you're sitting, St. James's Park. Because I try to get to the matches whenever I can. I enjoy it. But it would have been a lovely atmosphere amongst the full 52,000. But I don't think we'll get to that till next season. I think to be realistic, fans won't be allowed in till next season because any more questions?
I'm just going to quickly go and get a charger. Just my phone's going to die.
That's fine. That's fine. Carry on, Elliot. Carry on, mate.
Any more questions?
Yeah, for me, mate. Obviously, Callum Wilson is injured, which is a bit of a downfall. But more positives. Almiron again was fantastic again today. How have you found Almiron over the last 3 weeks? You're happy to kind of see the Miggy that we know and love?
He's electrifying like Wilson, but it's early days with Joe Willock from Arsenal. He was great, and I fully appreciate the support of Newcastle fans despite a toxic. I'm on a live, sorry. Yes, please. Hey, Nigel, I'm on a live. I'm talking to me mates. Do you want your keyboard up here? Yeah. It wasn't only Joe Willick was fantastic, but it's just a wait and see. And also, we will get no points from the next couple of games. I think it will be a park the bus show.
Yeah.
At Chelsea, at Stamford, at Chelsea, Stamford Bridge, and Old Trafford, Man U. I would take, personally, I like to go to the away games. I would personally try and take a point out of any of those two. We can't expect 3 points because Thomas Tuchel is a much better manager. And I would love to win against Man U just to see if Liverpool, to please any Liverpool fans. I really hate Man U and third time, which really pisses me off because I can remember when Kennedy scored, we were 2-0 up and we lost the game like 3-2 extra time, stuck in the car park. That game was like interesting, but I just hate Man U's style of football, style of play. It doesn't taste right. It doesn't feel right. But Liverpool's style is much better. But in terms of Newcastle, we need to keep aiming to the 40-point mark.
Absolutely, I agree, mate. 100% agree.
That's the only target of this season. I really enjoyed tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any more questions before you lads cut me off?
Yeah, mate. One final one from me, Elliot, because I can't wait to meet you next season and have a beer together at one of the games. What do you think of Liam's hat tonight? What do you think of his dress up?
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I said I'm look forward to meeting you next season at one of the games when we're allowed back in the grounds. But just out of interest, what do you make of Liam's hat that he's got on tonight?
It's like Jack Sparrow of the Caribbean. I can remember going on a Disney cruise. That reminds me of Jack Sparrow in the Caribbean. And I really enjoy your hat. You cheer up all of the fans. Well done. What's your name?
Thank you, mate.
Well done. Well done. What's your name, mate? I didn't catch you.
It's either Captain Jack or Liam.
Captain Jack. You put a legend show. I would love fancy dress to cheer up all of the fans in this miserable COVID miserable lockdown. You bring some positive and passion to the fans I also love signing up to your monthly
Yeah, I wanted to say.
Membership.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for that, Elliot. We really appreciate that.
I can't wait to get back up to the northeast for half term. It's my holiday next week.
Yeah, it's well, yeah. I bet you can't. When was the last time you were in Newcastle, mate?
Christmas. I live up there part time. I'm a student down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I live up there full time. That's where my parents live. That's where I'm from. I'm just a student studying at college.
Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you.
Goodbye. See you on Monday night.
See you on Monday night, mate. You enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy your week.
Next week, 8 days. I think it's 8 or 9 days. 9 or 8 days, Monday night.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing you, Elliot. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
No problem. Thanks for your time.
No, thanks for yours, mate. Take care.
Everybody, thank you for listening to me. Bye.
Bye-bye,
Bye,
mate.
mate.
Legend. Next, we'll bring in Holly. Holly, thank you for waiting. How are we?
No problem. Yeah, I'm really, really good, especially after that result.
Absolutely. Yeah, talk me through it. How are you feeling?
Well, I never expected it in a million years. I was on the show yesterday and I said that we would draw 1-1. I wasn't very confident, and then that was a really, really nice surprise today.
Definitely. What positives can we take again from another half? I know like Liam said earlier, we didn't get a result against Crystal Palace, but there were positives to take, and definitely positives to take again today. What were the positives to take for yourself?
Well, from Palace, I thought it was great that we were playing a lot more attacking, which was nice to see from obviously playing 5 at the back previously quite a few times. And then this game was just excellent. I don't think we've showed that much fight since Bruce came to the club. It was like, I've criticised him a lot and the team a lot for just not having enough passion and fight in them. But tonight, it was the complete opposite. It was brilliant to see. And the amount of things that went wrong, but we still managed to pull off the result, was just fantastic.
Yeah, we didn't sit back as well when we went down to 9 men. It's like still pressing and trying to actually play football instead of just sitting 9 men behind the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like in the back 9. So I think that's what made the difference, because obviously if you start with the back 5, it's instantly a defensive mode, isn't it? So I think Bruce has done well today. Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce, I was so excited when I seen the lineup. I wasn't expecting that formation at all, and it was really positive to see. There's 1 or 2 players that would have picked differently, but for the most, it was great.
Yeah, absolutely. What was I going to ask? Who was your standout player today?
Definitely Miguel Almiron. He's great, absolutely fantastic. I was gutted that he didn't get the hat trick, because you could see he was really, really going for it. I love him all the time because he's got great work ethic. But when he starts to chip in with goals and really make a difference to the team, it's just great to see, because I don't think any of the players deserve it as much as he does, because he always gives 100%. I
agree. Obviously, it comes from him playing in his actual position. But why is he now playing in his actual position? Why has it taken 18 months for him to play naturally in that 10 role? What do you think's changed? Is it Graham Jones? Or do you think Steve Bruce didn't have as much say in what was going on previously, and now he is taking charge? What do you think it is?
I think it is Graham Jones. I think, Bruce is the head coach, so it was always his decision to pick the team. And he says that he had to stick with the 5 at the back and things like that because of the way the team was from being under Rafa. But I can't agree, because especially after 18 months, you can definitely start to put your stamp on the team by then. So I do think Graham Jones, despite what he says, has had a massive impact on this team.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My lights are just going to burn me 2 seconds. Carry on a sec. Sorry. Technical issue.
What did you make of Wilcock's performance? Obviously, he got a goal. I think he's obviously a bit more dynamic than the other centre mids we have in the team.
I was so happy to see him starting. I didn't think Bruce was going to start him, but when he did, it was really good to see. And then I massively impressed by him. I thought he was brilliant. I definitely do think that he's going to be a lot better of a player than Matty and Sean Longstaff.
Do you not feel like maybe Matty and Sean would flourish in a team that actually went out and attacked instead of just sitting back for 90 minutes?
Yeah, like Sean, I thought it was great in his first season when he broke into the squad, but since Bruce, I just don't think he's the player that he was, and I can't really see him getting back to his good form, unfortunately. And Matty, I definitely want to see him play some more. And yeah, I think he would do well in that team, but I'd definitely pick Willock over Matty Longstaff.
Yeah, because on the Sean thing, obviously the contract talks have stalled, haven't they? And I think he's only got a year left after this season. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he moves on or whether we'll actually sign him.
I think Bruce will let both of them go. I don't think Matty will stay next season. I would like him to stay, and I think Bruce would like him to stay as well. But I don't think he'd sign a new contract because obviously he extended his contract last year to stay for this season, and he's had hardly any game time. So on his he'll want to play more games. So I think he'll be looking to leave, and then I don't think that will renew Sean's contract.
Yeah. Do you think Matty's thinking it's like deja vu all over again? It was Bentaleb last season. It's Willick this season. He's never gets a chance, does he? He has a good couple of bad games, and then you never see from him again.
I know. I do think that's harsh on him. The lack of game time and stuff he's had, and it's a shame. He's been very unlucky, but so is his brother. Obviously, when he was coming into good form at his first season, he got that major injury, so it is unfortunate, but it's just hard. But then again, I think Bruce should have given them more of a chance because it's not as if we have particularly excellent midfielders. Obviously, Hayden's good, but apart from that, we don't really have excellent midfielders. So I think at some point you should have given them a chance, especially when we weren't doing so well.
Yeah. Dubravka or Darlow, it's always an interesting debate, isn't it? Obviously, I think some of the crosses today he was fluffing his line sort of thing, wasn't he, Darlow?
Well, Darlow, I thought he had a good game today. He made some excellent saves, and I would probably keep Darlow in for the next game. But generally, I do favour Dubravka over Darlow.
Yeah. So would you only drop Darlow if you made a mistake, or would you just keep playing him?
I wouldn't keep playing him. I'd see how he was the next game, and if he has another really good game, I'd obviously keep him in. But if he starts to drop off, because I said for this game I would have bought Dubravka in, and I would have bought him in a while ago, because I don't think that he hasn't been bad, but he hasn't been as good as he had been previously before. So I would have. It just depends how he is in the next few games, I suppose.
Yeah. What's your prediction for Chelsea? Obviously they've got a new manager, and they'll have a bit of confidence behind the new manager.
I'll say 2-2. I think
2-2.
Yeah, I'm going to be more positive. I probably would have predicted a defeat before, but I don't think we'll win. But yeah, I'll go for 2-2.
Who do you think will score? Because obviously Wilson could be out for a while.
Saint-Maximin, and I'm going to go for another one for Almiron. I think it's really going to come into form.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Miggy has impressed us, and obviously have criticised them a lot this season, but I think you've just got to take it on the chin, haven't you? If he has started to play well, and I think that's because he's been put in his natural position. But that's a story for another day. What did you make of Joe Linton's performance today?
When he came on, I didn't think he did a bad job. He wasn't. I don't think he did anything particularly wrong. I wouldn't say I was amazed by him either, but I think towards the end of the game, every player that was on that pitch has to be proud to keep up that fight and obviously win the game with the 9 men. So yeah, but I would probably say that in the next game, if Callum Wilson is out, I would rather have Dwight Gale to start, but I think Bruce will pick Joe Linton. Yeah,
because I think Wilson and Gale sort of play similarly compared to the other forwards. We've got obviously Carroll's just a big lump and Joe Linton just kind of do anything. So
yeah. Gale, I would say, is our second best striker behind Wilson, and I'd obviously he's probably not good enough for this league. I would say his levels championship, but he can do a job if he's called upon.
Yeah, because I think Wilson's going to be a massive miss. Because I think in his first 20 games he's contributed towards 15 goals, obviously 10 goals and 5 assists. So it's going to be a massive miss if he's out for a while.
It'll be a massive miss. He's the most important person in our squad, in my opinion. I think if it wasn't for him, we would have been in the bottom 3 for definite. So
Yeah.
But when he did come off, it didn't seem to impact the team that much. So hopefully we can just carry on without him until he is able to come back.
Yeah. Do you feel that the damage was already done to Southampton? Then Wilson going off didn't really make much of a difference, because what was it? Did we already have the 3 goals by then, or was it 2? I don't really remember when. Did Wilson go off first half? It's just too tense towards the end.
I can't remember if he went off towards. Was it half time he went off? I can't remember. I really can't.
The game felt like it went on for hours.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on, Holly. No, carry on.
He was saying, obviously, did he think it was already like done for Southampton when Wilson went off? Like, no. Well, when we were down to 10 men, I thought that we would be. I was confident when I thought we'd be okay. Then we went down to the 9. I was like, oh, they're going to get a last-minute equaliser here and all that. And literally, it sounds so stupid, but in the extra time, I was literally singing "Who's That Team We Call United" like they could hear. I was just like, please hold on to it, man. And thankfully, they did.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally, from me, Holly, where do you think we'll finish up this season?
15th.
Okay.
I said 16th/17th before, but I think we'll get a few. I don't think we'll get loads. I don't think we're going to go on a massive winning run, but I think we'll get a few more points and hopefully get around 15th place.
Yeah, and you're quite confident we are going to stay up.
Yeah, like I was always, even when we went on that long, like 11 games out of win or something, I said that would stay up purely on the fact that the teams below us were really poor. And I thought we'd maybe stay up on goal difference or by a point. I thought it'd be like very close. But now I think we'll definitely have enough in us to stay up by a few points.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much for coming on, Holly. I'm sure we'll see you at some point this week or next week for the game as well. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend and your week, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, you too. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. Right, up next, we've got 2 guests left in the chat. So we've got 4D. His mic and camera isn't. What's it?
If you haven't already, give the video a like.
I'll bring Daniel in. I'll bring. There we are. Right, lads, how are we?
All good, all good.
Yeah, all good, man. Got 2 Southeast blokes down here now.
Yeah, take it over.
Yeah, you've got 7 minutes. Go for it.
Hold on, can I just ask, why are you dressed up like Pirates of the Caribbean, bro?
So last night we did because obviously we're bored of just drinking in the house, so we decided to do like a pirate themed night, and then I was telling Carl about it before the show, and he said just put it on. So I was like, well, it's not better than a date.
Yeah, Johnny Depp, get out of here, get you on.
Well, yeah.
Go on, 40, you go, mate. Go on, you go, 40.
Oh man, where do I start? I mean, look, an absolute Graham Jones masterclass once again. Glad to see he's getting his first home win of the season as well. Well done for Steve Bruce for getting the half-time oranges in. But yeah, overall, amazing. Like, Miguel Almiron can run for days, literally. This is probably the one and only game that I'm going to give him full props. But behind him has to be Isaac Hayden. For me, should be our captain towards the end of the season. Because if Jamal Lascelles is out, in fact, even when Jamal Lascelles comes back, Isaac Hayden should be our captain. There, I said it. Because that guy is a leader. Put his body on the line. That shot, that clearance off the line was as good as a goal, pretty much. Like, credit to, Joe Willock getting his first goal. Credit to Almiron putting an absolute shift in. Credit to ASM actually starting for a change and actually putting in the shift and, assisting with 2 goals. But Isaac Hayden, for me, hands down, our best centre midfielder that we have there. People that I need to get rid of, John Joe Shelby needs to come off my team. Jeff Hendrick needs to never play in black and white stripes ever again. I don't even care if it's to dress up as a referee. I don't care if he's got a retro Juventus top on. I do not want to see that guy in the black and white stripes ever again. Get that Jesus lookalike out of my team. I don't know why he's coming in here and wasting a good position in the team. Look, we played with 9 men. Effectively, we played with 9 or 10 men when he was on the pitch anyway. Do you know what I mean? Then we had Joe Linton to throw into the mix as well, who, for me, should be nowhere near the team. In fact, get him to be a barber or something like that. Give him a pair of scissors or something like that, because he's better off doing that than playing. But apart from that, it's all smiles for me. 3 more points. And again, it's the second time in a week that Southampton have faced 9. There you go.
Daniel, go.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, I'm not going to probably say some of the same things as Fordy because they were quite good, but obviously the first half. I mean, you could all probably agree that we did play really well. You mean on the front foot. Obviously ASM getting down. Obviously supplying for Willock, which was good. Again. Obviously showing the grit and determination to get to the ball before whoever it was to set up Almiron's goal. Obviously, yeah. Maybe, I mean, yeah, for Minamino's goal, was obviously that first touch was on point, and then he got lashed the shot in, so you can't really fault anyone for that. I mean, yeah, maybe Hayden could have kind of stood on his feet, gone with him, and stuck a leg out and see if it blocked it or whatever, but I'm nitpicking there. And obviously then Almiron then being like aware, got there, put the shot in, and yeah, 3-1. Then Shelby had that chance early in the second half, 4-1. You could have said, yeah, that's curtains.
What is he fucking doing with that, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you should take it on his right foot and kind of put it to the keeper's left. You know what I mean? But again, we're nitpicking, didn't we?
Well, I know I don't care whether 80 grand a week. I don't care whether it's on his left or his right. I want that in bundle.
Yeah, I'm nitpicking. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's a big nitpick. That for me, that should have been buried. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll say he should take it on his right foot because that's his stronger foot. Obviously, his left foot obviously had a floppy foot, didn't he? That's why it's gone wide. But I'm not going to go on about that. Then you got the free kick. Obviously, we all know James Ward-Prowse is probably as good as, you know what I mean, like anybody in the Premier League right now. Maybe Kevin De Bruyne is probably better than him. Yeah, or the best, yeah. And then obviously you have the flipping Herbert in that number, whatever shirt he wears. He should never go near the Premier League or Newcastle again. Even though he scored 2 goals for us, obviously. Yeah, but he's not good enough, man. He should never. So you've made our job doubly difficult, like it was for Fraser against Sheffield United. So he's made our job difficult, and then you know what I mean. Obviously, then Fabian Schär, obviously unlucky, and obviously I hope he's all well and everything with his injury. And then you know what I mean. We've had to defend for our lives, and like Fordy said, you know what I mean. Almiron probably was our best player. Just put himself. He was literally like. If he actually walked off at the end of that game, it'd be a miracle because the guy literally sprinted every single blade of grass in that pitch. And then you had, I think Lewis had a pretty decent game as well. I mean, he provided an outlet. So Almiron filled back when we was at 9 men, even though we weren't going to do anything with it. But it's getting the ball away from our goal as far as possible. I think everybody who was on the pitch at the end for 9 men, I think we can hold their heads high. Even though probably some of them weren't as good as other people. But you know what I mean, Dummett was on for what? Half hour, probably gets an 8 or 10 out of me. Obviously, that clearance really on the line with Hayden. Again, and Hayden as well, playing centre back, centre defensive midfield. He could probably play in goal if you really put him there. You know what I mean? He's just unreal. And I think I agree with Fordy. I think him and Lascelles are probably our 2 leadership figures there, and Richie as well when he plays.
Yeah, just before we finish up, I'll come to you, Fordy. We've got a couple of minutes left before we go over to scoring the players. Joe Willett, debut. What do you think, mate?
Lovely. I don't want to get too hyped, too gassed, because bearing in mind, Jeff Hendrick scored on his debut, and look at the way I feel towards him now. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to get too excited, but that's what we've been lacking. Someone who can burst in from centre midfield, late arrival into the box, kind of like Frank Lampard-esque, the way he used to score his goals and get on the end of it. So that's what we've been missing for the longest while now. So for me, great start for Joe Willett. Great to see his energy as well. For me, hopefully he can then just put Jeff Hendrick to one side now, because we don't need no Jeff Hendricks getting sent off and making life a lot more harder for us anyway. And then hopefully we can see one of the Longstaff brothers come into that centre midfield area.
Hope so.
Because look, we've just played our 3rd game in the space of just over a week. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone can play all 90 minutes every single game. So I think now we need to start rotating it. We've got 2-3 hits coming up now, I believe, against 2 of the big teams. So why not change it around? Because Shelby looks dead on his ass. Dubravka might have to come back in now for Darla. Not to say Darla's done anything wrong now, but Dubravka is our number 1 by choice. We've got hardly any defenders now at all now. Like, no one in defence. We've already got our best defender over in Spain, loving life, catching sometimes and all the rest of it, thinking, oh, I could be in here right now. We've got Isaac Hayden, bless him, like you said there, Jay. Like he's filling in everywhere. The only position he's probably not played is in goal. He's playing out of position all the time. We need defenders, and we need to rotate in the next game to kind of maybe even get something out of the next 2 games. Not that I'm optimistic or anything, but yeah.
Definitely. Absolute legends for coming on. Really appreciate it. Sorry we have to cut you both short.
Nice.
It's gone quite quick, actually. I think you're on for about 10 minutes. I don't know where that 10 minutes has gone. But yeah, massive result today. Dug it out. I'm absolutely over the moon. Like I said, it's taken me about an hour and a half to be able to breathe. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my evening.
I've probably lost half a head of hair watching that.
Definitely. Thanks again to Fordy and Daniel for dropping in, and the rest of you. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video and stay tuned because we've got Scoring the Players and the last word after that. Are you involved in the last word this week, Fordy? Or
I don't know. If I get the call up from Lee, man, I'm here. Tell him I'm here.
Lee, you heard
yeah,
the man.
I'll join him because I love hearing Lee to rant, but he's not going to rant tonight, is he? So
there you go, Lee.
You won't see an aggressive thumbnail like this.
There's 2 clips for you if you want them, Lee. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. We'll see you in Scoring the Players. Take it easy. See you later.
Take care, guys.